Welcome back to 5150 Adventures, and in today's video we're tearing down the engine in the 52 so we can show you what it is and what we're doing with it. Welcome back to today's part of the video. There's going to be a lot of time lapse with this, but I did miss out on some time lapses and video this morning. That is my bad. Got busy and just totally spaced filming. But what we got is we got a bare empty block other than the crank. I pulled one main cap and it looked good, so I pulled another and it looked good, so I just put it back together. We got the cam out, pistons out. I did start honing this a little bit. I got a little tiny ridge here to finish getting out, but that ain't going to be no big deal. I kind of expected it with this engine. The cam has a flat spot on the lobe, and I'll let you guys see that. So if you see how this one has a lot of peak right there, you can see it's got a good distance from the center of the camshaft to the outwards, and then you go to this one, and there's definitely not as much. And then you go to the one below it and you can see quite a bit. So that's the one that had the lifter that had failed and started wiping the cam lobe down. Where the bearings are, they all look really good. I looked down in there in the cam bearing journal, and all the bearing journals look really good all the way through. So what we're going to do is get ready to put this cam in. Alrighty guys, well, I've got it honed. There are a few parts of it that have some ridges. That's towards the top of the cylinders. I'm not going to worry about that because it is literally at the very top pretty much. So what we are going to do is finish wiping it down and start getting ready for putting piston rings in it to see where we gotta go next. I probably should bore this out, but once we start getting into a little bit more racing and a little more power, then I'll look at doing that. But it doesn't really concern me at this point for what we're doing with it. We just want to get it going, and like I said, it's below where the rings are going to be anyways, so I'm not too concerned. So what we got here is everything in the motor has been honed. There is a ridge right around here, right at the very, very top. If you look on all of them, the worst ones is number 1 and 2. The other ones are not too bad. I mean, I could see this one here being pretty good, but I ain't gonna worry about it. Like I said, it's at the very top where carbon's gonna build up anyways, so why put a bunch of effort into it when the engine doesn't use that part of it anyways? The piston doesn't. So we're going to start getting the camshaft in next. After doing some math and figuring out cubic inches, piston bore size, the biggest we could go for a power adder would be for extreme nitrous, and that is in between 26 and 28 thousandths. For the next size down is like 22 to 24 thousandths. Well, we're right between that at 25 thousandths. So I'm going to leave it at 25 on number 1, and then I'm going to just start making sure everything needs to be at 25 thousandths, so that if we want to spray the house down, we can. Alrighty guys, and it is an after work special today because I brought a cool tool that I wanted to show you guys that I use on all my engine blocks anymore. I used to use a flat disc, or not a flat disc, but a buffing wheel or polishing wheel on a little 90-degree mini air grinder thing, and I've seen it create enough divot for a gasket to leak before, so I searched high and low, watched many videos, reviews, and everything like that, and I found something that's a little bit better than that. This is a Snap-on one. They probably make other ones, but the part number is a CSSO1, I think is what that is. But what it is a carbide scraper that allows you to clean the deck surface without creating divots. And how it works is you just put it flat to the surface. You don't want to have it up. You don't want to have it anywhere. Just a slight angle like so. And you just start scraping. And if you look, right here is some material that you might not be able to see in the camera. But if you look, there it goes. See? It keeps it a lot, lets you keep it flat, but gets all the stuff off of the surface without divoting the deck surface, which means you don't get to create a lip or a dip or anything like that where coolant could start leaking or oil could start leaking or anything like that. So I'm going to spend some time tonight using this nifty carbide tips tool to clean this block up really quick, so it's a little bit further along for when we start to rebuild it in a couple of days. Tomorrow you will probably see, when I get off work, me and my cousin Carrie are going to start gapping the piston rings more. I needed a couple extra tools, had to order them, they'll be in. I'll clean that all up and have it gapped and everything for boost and nitrous, whatever I want, really.
Hit that bass line nice and slow. Ooh, yeah. Talk box singing, let the rhythm flow. Palm tree swaying, do you feel that breeze? Rolling down the boulevard, feeling at ease.
All right, guys, I'm kind of convinced that I like it a lot. If you clean it good enough, you can actually feel and see the machine marks from when it was first done. So I like it. I think it did a good job. I'm gonna clean up a couple little areas that I'm noticing now. Some carbon spots around, like where the head gasket meets right around the diameter of the bore. I'm going to clean that up really fast. But other than that, I think this did an excellent job. So if you guys want something like this, you can probably find one on Amazon a lot cheaper than what I paid for this one. The only reason I got this one is because the Snap-on truck was here, and I was like, I'm going to try that. All right, well, I've been scraping and scraping and scraping, continuing on with this, and I got quite a bit of it off. It actually cleans up all right. So I'm going to just continue on. I got to work some more in these areas right here where these dowels are, front and rear. But I think by the time I get all that stuff cleaned out, it should look pretty good. I'm going to keep doing this so that the deck surface is clean. Then I'm going to wash the cylinders out, coat them in some automatic transmission fluid. Then tomorrow we can start grinding some piston rings so that we can start getting her together.
Palm trees swaying with the ocean as my guide. Top down riding, let the West Coast vibes collide. Corner store stops, grab a drink, it's all good. Cruising through the streets of my neighborhood. Hey yo, West Coast weather, the sun sets slow. Say what? Chilling with the homies, let that talk box glow. Barbecues and palm trees.
Well, as you've seen in the last little time lapse there, we got the rest of the block kind of pretty well cleaned up. I'm gonna take some sandpaper or something and just scuff up around where the gaskets go, where the water pump and the timing chain is. That'll be a quick little job. But aside from that, everything is cleaned up. I got around all the dowels and everything. So the next thing is we're going to start working on piston rings. As you see, I have them open in here. This one right here is the only one that is gapped from factory perfectly. So we're going to get the grinder out tomorrow and start using the ring filer and file the rings down and get everything set to what I forgot the measurement. I think it was like 25 thousandths for the top, and then so on and so forth. I have it all written down on Notepad, but I will get that all taken care of so that we can start getting some pistons in.
Palm trees swaying with the ocean as my guide. Top down riding, let the West Coast vibes collide. Corner store stops, grab a drink, it's all good. Cruising through the streets of my neighborhood. Hey yo, West Coast weather, the sun sets slow. Say what? Chilling with the homies, let that talk box glow. Barbecues and palm trees, vibe real tight. Retro beats bumping beneath the moon tonight. Cali breeze blowing, let the funk take the floor. Some so smooth, leave them shouting for more. Beach chair chilling, toes dug in the sand. With that bass line grooving, life feels so grand. Ayo, West Coast, where the sun sets gold. Cruising past the waves, feel that rhythm unfold. Beachfronts to...
Well, excuse the siren in the background. Not for us. Well, might be. The neighborhood might be like they're blasting some fucking hood rat music and stuff, but it is what it is. But we got the first piston in and forgot, oh crap, we got to do main bearings. So we're getting main bearings in, new seals. Once we get all this together, then we will just tighten the bolts for that really tight, not really torque them down, because my new bolts should be here tomorrow right around 11 a.m. So we're just going to get everything together on the bottom side, and then I will torque everything tomorrow when that shows up. Tomorrow I got to go to a concert. Then Sunday all day is going to be mash out on the 383 big stroker. So I want to thank Carrington right here. He came out and brought everything out that I forgot or didn't have or whatever may have you. And once I get all the parts in, we'll be putting some fire in the pipes. But until then, enjoy all the time lapses of us building it.
With the ocean as my guide. Top down riding, let the West Coast vibes collide. Corner store stops, grab a drink, it's all good. Cruising through the streets of my neighborhood. Hey yo, West Coast weather, the sun sets slow. Say what? Chilling with the homies, let that talk box glow. Barbecues and palm trees, vibe real tight. Retro beats bumping beneath the moon tonight. Cali breeze blowing, let the funk take the floor. Some so smooth, leave them shouting for more. Beach chair chilling, toes dug in the sand. With that bass.
Alrighty, we've been hard at it, and we went forward, then we went backwards, and now we're headed back forward. We got two pistons back in, both of them in the right direction, facing forward. We're going to do these two tonight. Then we're going to flip it over, do the other two. We still have not done the piston gap on these two, the ring gap, so that is going to be what we do next. So we're going to work on the next two pistons and get those done so we can move forward onto the next ones. I'm going to pause on the time lapse because it's the same thing over and over again. So we'll get this done and see you in a minute. We are back, and man, did we make some progress tonight. It is after work special, and for Carrington, it's before work special.
It's before work, yeah.
He gets to go to work at midnight tonight. He came in as soon as he woke up so that we can get this bottom end together. He has been a tremendous amount of help today. Everything is gapped. The top piston ring is at 26. And
Second ring's at 28.
And the second one is at 28. So we should be able to cram some boost or cram some nitrous in it and not have to worry about nothing. Well, guys, we're here the next day, and as you've seen in the video last night, we got the bottom end together. Once the new main bolts come in, I will swap these ones out. These are not torqued. They're snugged right now. But till we get to that portion of the day, I'm going to put you guys on the time lapse, turn this thing over, and start prepping so that we can get the heads on. I want to make sure the deck is cleaned up good enough so that we can throw the head gaskets on and start getting the heads on so that we can move forward with this. My goal is by tomorrow afternoon we can have this engine close enough to fire.
Palm trees swaying with the ocean as my guide. Top down riding, let the West Coast vibes collide. Corner store stops, grab a drink, it's all good. Cruising through the streets of my neighborhood. Hey yo, West Coast weather, the sun sets slow. Say what? Chilling with the homies, let that talk box glow. Barbecues and palm trees, vibe real tight. Retro beats bump beneath the moon tonight. Cali breeze blowing, let the funk take the floor. Some so smooth, leave 'em shouting for more. Beach chair chilling, toes dug in the sand. With that bass line grooving, life feels so grand. Ayo, West Coast, where the sun sets gold. Cruising past the waves, feel that rhythm unfold. Beach fronts to backyard, parties in sight. Under neon skies that light up the night.
Yo, hit the boulevard, hit a tire screech. Soundtrack of the streets, with that funkin' reach. Got my shades on, keeping it classy, not fast. Rolling like a 79, we're built to outlast.
Hey yo, West Coast, let's groove till we drop. Souls keep singing, let the bass lop. BBQs to moonlit tides, we shine bright on this retro ride that defines our life. Ooh yeah.
Alright guys, well I've been hard at it again as you have seen, and we got engine heads on. Now while I was torquing the first head here, we had something come in. This is the main cap bolts and the oil pump bolt for the bottom of the engine. So it means it's already halfway over. I'm just going to turn it the rest of the way over and put the new bolts in and get them all torqued down. Those are ARP as well.
Rolling down the boulevard, sun hitting my shades. Oh yeah. Riding low and slow, this vibe never fades. What's up? Palm trees dancing in the hazy sunlight glow. West Coast rhythm, let the good times flow. Cruising, grooving, feel that funky breeze. Talk box singing, setting spirits at ease. From the hills to the shore, ain't no second guessing. In these Cali streets, we count every blessing.
Well, here we are again. We have a built bottom end and heads on it. The only thing I have left to do is I have to put the oil pickup tube on it, but I'm going to freeze this to help me get it in tighter because that was super tight, and I don't want to hit it on the hammer because I don't want to break the brazing that is done on it to keep it from leaking. So I'm going to freeze that really long time, probably throughout the day. I'm going to soak some lifters, get those ready so that we can start getting it together. But she's together. I've got everything lined up. I have it set at 0 degree right now. I can go clear up to like 6 degree advanced so that we can play with it once we turn it over and find out where everything's at. That won't be much of a problem, but for right now, I'll just have it at 0 just for good keepsake. So I'm gonna start getting everything soaking, like lifter wise, and get everything ready so that we can start going back together with this thing either tonight or tomorrow. I really would like to have this whole engine buttoned up and ready to go back in by tomorrow.
Shadows sharp like switchblade knives. Run or fight, no.
I don't think that's going to work on this side though.
Well, I have been doing a real crappy job on videoing today. I am sorry for that. But as you can see, we got a cherry picker behind me. Why is that? Because the engine is in. And now we're trying to get plug wires routed nicely-ish so that they can do good enough to fire. And then when I get time, I'll just order new wires so everything's brand new. And I'm putting the MSD Pro billet distributor in here with a 6AL Ultra Plus box. But for right now, just to get this thing fired up and do a little bit of a break-in on it here in the next week or so, this should get it just enough to where we can fire and make some fire. Well, we're going to try the first fire here in just a second and see what she does, and hopefully it fires off and we can just have at her.
Hold up. Hit it again.
Alrighty guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for this video right here. As you saw, we have it running a lot better than when we did the first fire up. It does sound amazing. Cannot wait to get this driving down the road. Waiting on the torque converter and new distributor, because that is the old one. We just used that just to fire it up. But we're going to get this thing running right. Once the torque converter gets in, get the transmission in. That'll all be in the next video. But until then, you guys stay cool. We'll see you guys later. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. do all the good stuff, ring that bell, and we will see you guys next time.